Hey guys, welcome to Selenium with Java January 2022 batch online training session 12. So in last session you already seen, right, what is the different framework available, starting from the modular driven and to data driven and then keyword driven, hybrid and the BDD. So data driven keyword already discussed yesterday, how we can read the data with the help of Excel sheet, right, or from the Excel sheet. Okay, today we will see another approach, right? Last session we have used the data provider syntax, but today we will try to read and write the data from the Excel sheet. It will be both way communication, not only reading the data as well as writing the data. Okay. So today's topic is that how to read and write the data in the Excel sheet through data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework, and hybrid framework in Selenium WebDriver. So data-driven framework, whenever you want to deal with the data-driven framework, you already know, right? You need to install all the jar file from the Selenium for the Apache PY, because Apache PY jar file you can interact with the Excel sheet and with the Selenium code, right? So Apache PY is an open source library developed and distributed by Apache Software Foundation to design or modify Microsoft Office file using Java program. It is a popular API that allows working around Excel file using Java program. In short, user can read and write MS Excel file using Java. Apache PY is your Java Excel solution. So there are two things I already mentioned. One is HSSF and one is XSSF. So XSSF file is it can interact for the 2007 onward, which means Excel onward, XLSS X. In case you are still working with the XLS only, you can use HSSF. Okay.
Again, sorry to. Yeah. I am also not able to see
Not
that.
able to see this
Yeah.
clearly, sir.
Okay. Fine. So yeah, I'll be sharing it. Yeah, I forgot to share it. Okay. So this is the way, right? Will be now it is available, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
recording
sir.
is on, I think now.
Yeah, recording is already on, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
recording is on.
fine.
So prerequisite, what is required in the last session you already know. Eclipse definitely has their testng associated file, Selenium jars, Apache PY jar, and the Microsoft Excel, right? So yesterday in the project, whatever we did here, right? So this is the Selenium Eclipse project, right? Where we already associated all the jar file, including the testng project already associated. Apart from that, all the jar file for Apache PY yesterday already associated to the project. So this is the jar file for, apart from Selenium testng, and this is the jar file which is really required for the Apache PY, right? So this is the site you can go through here. Okay, if you go through the site, you need to download that relevant jar file, so it will be looks like that, right? I already discussed yesterday, still I am showing you. This is the PY file, so you need to add all the jar file from here, and also OXML lib folder, these two jar file, and apart from that, from the lib folder, all the jar file you need to associate it in the project. So that's why project will work, right? You can interact with the Excel sheet. Okay. So what is the code, right? So I already written the code, I'll be explaining it. So this is the one project I have, one class I have created called data driven true. So let's comment out the writing part first. Whatever approach we need to follow to write the new data, so let's comment out. So let's read the data first, right? So here this is the Excel I have created. So in the first session, right, we did not create any kind of header, right? So we are reading the data from the row number 1 itself. But here this is the row number 1 we have kept for header, so that we will be reading the data from here and writing also from here, right? So this is the differentiation between yesterday's and today's session. So today, so this is the global WebDriver. We have created an instance of object for the globally means you can create anything after your class is created, so that can be accessible throughout all the method, right? in your project. So that is the reasons I have created a object or instance for the WebDriver interface. XSF workbook I have created an object. XSF sheet I have created an object called worksheet. XSF cell, that is the new thing I have created another variable. So before test and after test is still similar. There is no differences, right? With the help of before set, before test, I am creating a setup method through which I want to set up the properties for the WebDriver, right? Which is mean COM driver here, and I am creating a drivers or being driver will open, after that it will maximize, and with the help of tear down method, so LB driver will be created, and it is my test cases, right? At the rate test annotation. So here I will be launching the URL. After that, once a URL is launched, right, the Facebook URL is launched, I want to add the user ID and password, right, multiple times, and I want every time I want to clear it. Okay, so this is the thing I want to add it. So how I can interact with the Excel sheet? So this is the data I will be adding it one by one, and for the password field, this is the data I will be adding it, right? So let's see the code here. So you already see that there is no change in the code. With the help of file class, I am creating object or instance. So here directly I will be trying to call the Excel sheet. I am not creating any other class through which I want to interact with the Excel sheet. This is the another approach you can follow where you can directly interact, right? So this is the two options I am showing you. So here at the rate WebDriver, sorry, data property is not required, directly you can interact with the Excel. So this is a simple line code I have written. So with the help of file class, I am creating object or instance of the file class. Here I am passing the reference of the file, right? This is the file reference. It is kept in my D drive. You can see this is my D drive and this is my file name. So D drive slash Facebook login credential dot xlsx, right? In yesterday's session I already showed you, right, how to interact with the Excel sheet. First you need to go to the path. So how can you go to the path? You need to use the file class, right, available in the Java, so that you can directly navigate to the file. After that you need to go to the workbook. So this is my workbook. Then I need to go to the worksheet. This is the worksheet. Then row, column or cell. So that's why I can interact with the Excel sheet with the help of Apache POI. Okay. So the next one is with the help of file input stream. So how can you read the data in the whenever I was giving the training for the Java input output operation, I show you, right? With the help of file input stream we can read the data, and with the help of file output stream we can write the data, means we can write something in the Excel sheet. So that's why I am creating object or instance or right for the file input stream class. Okay, so I am passing the file difference here. Then as I already defined the global variable for the workbook, right, worksheet and cell, so I am creating that workbook, I am calling it. How can I call the workbook, right? So with the help of new XSF workbook, and here the file input stream detail I am sharing. Similar way worksheet, if I go to the workbook, then get sheet add. So why I am giving 0? Because this is my first sheet. So I can read the worksheet with the help of either sheet name or either the sheet index. So in case it has 10 sheets, so sheet index will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 like that. Okay, otherwise I can read the data with the help of worksheet. Okay, then I am creating a variable, right, where I can get to know what is my active row number, right? So in the last session you already seen that is the get last row number. So I am not writing anything new here today. So with the help of that I am creating a integer variable row count. So that's why I can get the row count. So this row count will be here 5, because row number will be also still considered. Then how we can, right, discard the row number or header, right, first row number or header, because header is not required, right? So this is my data, this is my header. So header will not be considered for the data providing part, right? So these are the data I will be providing. So 4 sets I will be providing. So that is the reason I am creating a for loop. You can see where I am starting with I equal to 1 instead of I equal to 0. So that's the difference. And I equal to row count I plus plus, then whatever cell I have variable I have created, right? So directly going to the cell with the help of XSF cell. So cell equal to worksheet. So how can I access the cell? So I need to go to the file, then I need to go to the workbook, then worksheet, and then cell. So that is the reason, as I already created the variable for the worksheet, so I am just calling the worksheet. Then with the help of row, right, which row I want to get the cell data, and then get cell 0, because that is my first column, I want to get it. So it is starting from here, because row 0 I am not considering, it is starting from row 1 and cell 0. So that means it is starting the data from here for the username field, right? And then you can see cell dot cell type equal to, I am setting string, otherwise in case it might be create problem, that is the reason I default setting string. Then I am identifying the element with the help of ID attribute. So this is the email ID available for the email field, right? Then I am sending the value. So that is the thing I am doing it. Similarly, for the cell number 1, this is my cell number 1 is the password field. Similar way I am just changing it only 1, cell 1, otherwise it's same thing. Then automatically you can see it will be interactive. So this is the simple lines of code I have written it. So before setup, test, after test will be executed for every test cases every time, before test and after test. So with the help of before test, I am setting the properties for the Chrome driver, and with the help of after test, I am quitting the browser, and here first with the help of file class I am creating object or instance where I am providing the file so that I can go to the file, right? After that, with the help of file input stream, I want to read the data. Then I am going to the worksheet, workbook, right? Then you can see automatically I am going to the workbook, right, with the help of file input stream. Once I go to the workbook, then I will be going to the worksheet. Then how can I read the worksheet? Because I can read the worksheet with the help of sheet name or sheet index. So that is the line of code I am reading. Once I automatically go to the worksheet here, right, I can read the data with the help of cell number, right, with the help of row. So first I need to know that for how many row data is available. So it is starting from the first. So here you can see the row number is 5. But here my first row is for the heading purposes only, right? So that will not be considered because this is the heading. Okay, so it will be starting. Once I get the last row number where the data is present, so suppose 5, I will go till 1, right? 1 to 5 means 4. So that is the way I can go it with the help of for loop. Then how can I get the data? So with the help of cell, XSF cell, right, I can directly go to the row 1 and cell 0. Similarly for the other cell, row 1 and cell 0, it is starting with the help of for loop. So automatically it will read the data, all the data which is starting from the row 0. So that is the way I want to read the data from the Excel sheet. But I did not write the code anything for the writing the data as of now. Now let's try to run the data, and let's see every time data is getting entered and getting cleared out, right? So it is every time it will be cleared. So this is the additional line of code you have to written, otherwise sometime it might work but sometime it does not work. So we are converting it to string type, and here we are sending the key with the help of cell dot get string cell value. So that is the thing I already used in the last session as well. Let's try to run the code and let's see whether like all the different 3 or set of data are we able to pass through the application. Okay, you can see the Facebook page open. You can see username 11, password 11 is getting entered, it will clear the value. Username 12, password 12 is getting entered, it will clear the value. Username 13, password 13 is getting entered, it will clear the value. And another set, last set will be entered, it will clear the value. So now the beauty will be that, so what is the approach of the data driven testing? Data and your code will be kept in different separate way. So this is your code. In case you need to add one more cell, right? So automatically you will be just copy the line of code and you will be changing the cell number to 2. So that another new column will be added, another new field data will be getting added. So that is the beauty, right? After that, if case whatever variation of data you are having, right, you need to go for, suppose say, fifth variation. Instead of fourth variation, I want to do one more variation, so that you just only update your Excel sheet to additional variable, so additional set of data. So you are not interacting with your code, you are just interacting with the data sheet, which is kept in separate way. So that is the beauty of data driven testing. Data and your code will be separate, not all together. So in case if you want to change your data combination, so you can directly go to the data sheet and you can change it. In case you want to add some more value, cell value or any other field, so you can update your code. So that is way it will be differentiated. Now let's try to run your code same once more time, and let's see what is the difference. So it will be running for 5 different sets of data based on your Excel sheet. So it will open the Facebook page. You can see second set data getting entered, it will be cleared again. Third set, again it will be cleared. Fourth set, it will be again cleared, it will go for the last fifth set. So that is the beauty of the data driven testing, right? Okay, so here we are just reading the data from the Excel sheet, right? Okay, now we want to write the data also, so that I can I can update that whether my test case is failed or passed for now. Okay, so it is easiest way, but definitely you can customize your code. It will be very, sometimes it can be difficult, maybe little bit of, so I am just giving you the basic part how to interact with the framework, right? But yeah, customization can happen any point of time for any lines of code. Okay, so that is the way you can write the data as well in your sheet. So you need to use the file output stream. I am getting a variable file output stream, and file difference I am taking it. Then whatever data I want to update, I am writing it down here. Right? This is the string I am storing it. That in case my test data is picking up, it will be passed, or else it will be failed. Right? Then I am going to the worksheet directly. Once I go to the worksheet with the help of worksheet variable, then I am going to the get row of I, because it is within the same for loop, right? Same for loop only we are using. So for every I, whenever it is entering the data, right, it will create a new cell, means it will add some value in the new cell. What is the cell? Cell is the new cell reference 2, right? This is the here, it will add the data. So it will try to iterate for every row starting from here I, and it will add the data. What is the data it will add? It will add the data pass, and with the help of set cell value and test result it will set. Then I will be writing it right in the Excel sheet. So that's the 3 lines of code I want to write it, so that whatever data test result I want to pass, it automatically added in my Excel sheet. Now let's close it here, right? You can see this is the 5th reference. Now I will be go for 3 reference number, 3 different sets of value. So here what happened, every time whenever test case will be okay, so it will go for one reference and it will update the value fast. Go for the second reference, it will update the value fast. So go for third reference, it will update the value fast. So that is the beauty. Okay, let's close it. Right, wherever you are interacting with the Excel sheet, and in case you need to update some data, please you close it. Right, otherwise, right, you can see in case it is already edited, right, sometime it might be trouble to update the data in your open Excel sheet. So it will again, there is no change of the your kind of executing your test case. It will way same way it will execute for 3 set of data. Okay, username 11, password 11, username 12, password 12, username 13, password 13, because we have 3 set in the Excel sheet. But here every time what we'll do in the Excel sheet, the another row number, column number 2, right, 0, 1, 2, the column that your result will be getting updated. So that is the another thing it will happen, right. Now you go to the tree drive, your test case got run successfully, it is passed, right. So it go in for 3 different set of data. Now you can see, if you go here, right, you can see it's updated 3/4/2022 7/19/25 in 7/25 it last got updated. Now if you open it, you can see, right, the test result also got updated here with the help of with the past whatever string we want to execute, right. Now let's remove it again and let's add one more row. So this is the 4th variation I want to, or 6th variation I want to go for, right, and let's close it. So this is the test result, I have removed it. So again it will go for 6th iteration, it will update the test result. Okay, so let's try to execute the code again and let's see whether it's working for the 6th different set of data variation, and as well as for every variation type it is updating my Excel sheet or not. So reading and writing the data from the Excel sheet is happening or not with the help of Apache POI. So in case you want to interact with your Excel sheet, first you need to go to the path. So how you can go to the path of the file? So path plus file name and the extension of the file .xlsx. So with the help of file class, then with the help of file input stream you can try to read the data, right. Then with the help of workbook you can go to the workbook. Then with the help of worksheet, XSF worksheet, right, sheet, you can go to the sheet with the help of sheet name or sheet index. After that you can go to the row, column or the cell directly, because in Excel cell value will be mostly string, you can convert it to the string. And how column you can interact, so it will be, in case you are having some sort of data in your header as part of your header in the first row, right, you can ignore the first row. So you can start the some for loop from the row number 1 instead of row number 0, which is the first row, and you can interact with the cell where you can cell 0, cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, like that. So that's why you can read the data, and if you want to write the data it will be file output stream, right, and definitely you need to use the same for loop, and you can create a new cell and you can set the cell value and you can write the with the help of file output stream. So that is the simple lines of code you can write. So it's already executed 6 times with the help of 6 variation. If I go to my Excel sheet, I could see that it's updated 7:27 p.m. If I open it, so I will be able to see that it already ran for 6 different variation of the data, and now all the test result is got passed here. So that is the beauty of the data driven testing, where you can not only read the data from the Excel sheet as well as you can write the data from the Excel sheet. Any questions, guys?
One question, like in the real scenario, the test cases which will run, there the test cases will pass and then fail. So automatically that value will come here, and because we are here now hard coding it to pass.
Yeah,
In
right,
real
right.
sense, it
Yeah, you
comes
need to write a few lines of code. Suppose say you can give some condition, right? In case it is passed, then only it will be adding the pass. You can use some if loop, right? You can give the condition.
correct.
In case it is passed, it will update the value passed. In case it is getting failed, right, it is not executed, it will update the fail. So some sort of tweaking it will be required, right, in the real time.
From another class that, because all the test cases which individual test cases will run, they will pass that value, and
Yes.
we have to read that value
Right,
here and
right,
pass
right, right. So you need to either use another loop or another if and else condition. So that will be there. Just I am giving you the basic way how to interact with the framework, right? So framework will be customization. Any customization can be done. So here I am giving maybe static part instead of the dynamic one. Any other questions, Sukriti or Prakash? So in case you already seen the last session thoroughly, right? So there is no difference in the code, but we can write it. But still I would say that right? Maybe you can create one more class for rewriting all the data sheet, but yeah, you can try all the approach, so there is no harm. Whatever will be easier for you, you can try that approach. So there are so many things will be available in the market, 5-6 times different way you can interact with the framework, real time framework. Okay. Then I will be covering the remaining two framework, which is the keyword driven and the hybrid. Okay. So keyword driven, what is the keyword driven? So in data driven, we are writing the same test case with the variety of the data, right? But in the keyword driven, we will execute our test case based on the keyword, right? Suppose say we are just providing an action name called set the value. So set is a keyword, right? Click on that link or hyperlink on the button. So that is a keyword. So that's why you will be interacting with the help of the keyword. Navigate to the URL, that is a keyword, right? Verify something is a keyword. So that's why we'll be definitely defining each and every keyword, the objective of the each and every keyword. Then we'll be working with the keyword driven framework. So keyword driven framework is a technique in which all the operation and instruction to be performed are written separately from the actual test case. The similarity it has with data driven framework is that the operation to be performed is again stored in an external file called Excel sheet. User can easily control and specify the functionality they want to test. Right? Keyword library, automation script, and will be working with the application under test or the AUT. A single keyword can be used across multiple test scripts. That is the beauty. So code is reusable. Suppose say today I am writing a keyword called set. So set will work in all the input field. It is not only the Facebook login page, right? It can be work in the other page as well. So that is the beauty of the set. So that's where I will be defining the keyword. So that is the objective. In case I want to click on any link or hyperlink or images or kind of radio button, right, or button, right? So I'll be I'll be defining the keyword called click so that it will work. It will try to click on something. It does not matter whether it's a link or hyperlink or any other field. So it will be across the common functionality I'll be defining, and it will work across all your navigation. That is the beauty. User can write the detailed test plan having desired input and verification data in the form of simple and convenient spreadsheet. In case some expert having expertise of scripting language used by the automation tool, they can create utility script well before the creation of the detailed test plan. So that is the beauty. Suppose I do not know the object, that is still fine, right? But I know that this is the page I need to navigate, and I can define my code before the actual code is getting implemented in the environment. So that is the beauty in the agile project nowadays, right? Your design or the automation will perform parallelly, right? Because in the same sprint itself you need to execute your script. So that is the reason, as and when you are getting the requirement, immediately you can start developing the framework. It can be only possible with the help of keyword driven. So you can just prepare the structure of the skeleton, right? And as and when your code will be coming, you will be identifying the field and you will be just adding the XPath or the data, XPath or ID or CSS, etc. So that is the another approach which will be successful with the help of keyword driven approach. User becomes productive with the new testing tool far quickly, since they require to understand the format for use in the test plan and various desired keywords. This permit deferment or rescheduling of more exhaustive testing on the new tool at some more convenient time in the future. So as it will be structured way. So suppose say today you have developed 5 test cases. Tomorrow you can add another 20 test cases, does not matter, but your skeleton will not change. You just only need to add the steps, or maybe you need to identify the new elements, that's all, right? So that is the advantage of the keyword driven framework. So this disadvantage is having, right, so you need to invest some sort of initial cost, your resources need to expert enough for the Selenium automation tool, the relevant programming language and the framework, right? Okay, and sometime in case you are dealing with some other format, right, it might be tough. Apart from Excel sheet, in case you are using some sort of special format, right, maybe CSV or other, it might be tough. So that are the different some sort of utilities you need to work, right? That can be disadvantage means, but it can be handled, but it might be difficult initial time because of the limitation. Okay, so this is the difference between the keyword and data driven framework. It might come, interviewer might come, what is the difference, right? So keyword driven framework is easy to maintain due to more abstraction layer between the test script, test data and the keyword. Because in the test data driven framework we are just identifying or separating our test script and data, but in the keyword driven framework we are differentiating test script, test data and the keyword all. That is the another abstraction. So it will be very easy because we are also separating our keyword, right? Planning, whenever if you want to deal with the keyword driven framework, so even before actually your application code is readily available, you can still start developing a framework. But data driven framework is not possible because you need to identify the element, you need to just write the code. After that you will be providing the different set of data, right? So it is possible to write test script even before the product has finished the development stage, but for the data driven you need to wait until the it is finished, your code is ready and available in the testing environment. Hybrid framework is nothing but kind of a combination of data driven and keyword driven. So what happened, suppose say in case you are having 10 test case, right? Okay, so the keyword driven it will consider as a 10 test case, but in the data driven framework maybe every time if you want to set the data, so in one test case it have 10 steps, so it will be 70 test case, it will look like. So that is the another thing. So hybrid is nothing but the combination of data and keyword. So you can interact with the keyword, apart from that you can send the data variation whatever possible from your side. So hybrid framework in Selenium is a concept where testers are using the advantage of both keyword driven framework as well as data driven framework. It is an easy to use framework which allows manual tester to create test case by just looking at keyword, test data and object repository without coding in the framework. Here the keyword as well as the test data are externalized. Keyword are maintained in a separate Java class file and test data can be maintained either in a properties file, Excel file or data provided in a test engine framework. So here in the keyword driven and hybrid framework we will be creating a properties file where we will be placing all our important properties called URL in case you are giving an implicit timeout. Apart from that, all the properties for your XPath, CSS or other stuff. Okay, so I'll be showing you what are the advantage of the hybrid framework. So hybrid framework is built with several reusable modules or the component or function library that are developed with the following features in keeping in mind. Maintainability. Hybrid framework significantly reduces maintenance effort, right? Because it will be easy to maintain. Your keyword is kept different, your data set is kept different, your code is different, right? In case you want to update, you can easily identify and you can update it. Then the reusability, it allows to reuse test cases and library functions. Manageability, effectively test design, execution and testability, you can do the testability, mapping, everything very easily. Whenever I will be going through the framework, you can get to know. Accessibility, easy to design, develop, modify and debug test cases while executing. Availability, allow to schedule automation execution, even sometimes, right, your code is not ready, you can still proceed with that the thing. Reliability, you can due to the advanced feature you can handle the error and the scenario recovery. Flexibility, framework independent of system or environment under test. It does not matter in case your framework is ready already working for the one test environment, it can be work in the development environment, other environment, because it will not rely on the environment, right? It can work in case it can work in your other browser as well. Okay. Measurability, customizable reporting of test result ensure the quality of the output. So that is the different thing from the hybrid automation framework. Now let's try to go to the framework whatever already created. So let's see. So this is the keyword and hybrid framework I already created. One second. Yes. So how I'll be creating the framework? So let's go to the project here. So in case you really want to work with the framework, right, so you should keep everything in your framework only. So that is the reason, if you go to the resources, right, you can go to the path here. So the step by step I will be demonstrating how you can do it. Okay, so this is the framework I have created. So first I have created a simple Java project. So automatically Java reference library will be added here. After that I added all the jar file for Selenium WebDriver as well as testng, as well as write all the jar file for the Apache PY. So if you go to the properties, you can see. So this is the different jar file I already added. So this is the first step, is you need to create your project. After that project is created, you need to associate all the jar file, right, to your project, including the Apache PY jar file, right, including Selenium jar file and the testng. This is the three things you need to add it, because we will be reading the writing the data from the Excel sheet. Then you need to identify which URL will be automating, right? Suppose say I want to automate this thing, ready URL. So I will be adding few scenario. Suppose say my first scenario will be that I will be want to enter some, after opening that URL, I want to enter some URL, username and password, and I want to click on the sign in button. That is my test case 1. So it will be small test case, whatever big test case you can use, you can go for that. Second test case will be that, like suppose I want to enter username and password, and after that I want to click on the forgot password. So that is my 2 test case. So definitely I have to identify the relevant XPath or thing, right, for all the field. So username, password and sign in button and the forgot password. This is the 4th field for now I have to interact, right? So I need to inspect it. So you can press F12 button and whatever thing will be available, you can inspect it, right? So let's press to the F12 button here. So similar way you can inspect it for all the field, whether it's a email ID, whether it's a right, whether it's ID or XPath or CSS like that. So for that, after creating the project, in the project itself I will be creating object properties file. How can you create it? You can click new and you can go for other, and here you can create a file, right? So with the help of file, you can click on the next, you can give any name here, and the extension will be dot properties. So here I am creating a object dot properties file. So after creating the object properties file, you can open it. So here I am providing the URL, whatever page I want to automate, right? That is my URL. Then username field, I am giving the field variable called username. This is my field, and here I have given, you can see, the login one. So what is the login one? Login one is my ID, right, the element locator. Similarly for the password field, I have given password, right? So this is my variable I am creating for the password field called password, and my name equal to password, right? This is my thing. Similarly sign in button, right, any element locator will be proceed, and forgot password, the link will be forgot password. So that's why whatever element I'll be interacting, I'll be creating a variable for that element. This is the not the element locator, right, but this is the variable, and this is the element locator value. So this is the thing I am doing it fast. So first I'll be creating a Java project. I'll be associating all the jar file. I'll be creating a object or properties file where not only I am defining the URL, right, also I am creating the variable for each and every field which I will be interacting it, and I will be identifying the element locator value, and I am storing it here. Then I will be creating an Excel sheet, and I can paste in the project. So you can create an Excel sheet and you can just control and paste it here, right? So that Excel sheet I have created it here and already associated in the project. So this is the test case Excel sheet I have created. So here I already kept all my test case. Okay, how I created the test case, you can see. This is the keyword framework, the name I have given of the sheet, right? This is my worksheet, workbook name, test case. This is already kept in the project itself, right? So this is the different row I have, sorry, this is the different column I have created. First column is the test case, second column is the keyword. So that was the thing I am telling, right? It will be read based on the keyword. That is called keyword driven testing. This is the object. So object is nothing, this is the object. Whatever I have written it, right here, this is the object. So you need to sync with here and there, right? And this is the object type, and this is the corresponding value. In case you want to pass some value, this is the you need to give it. So you need to remember. So this object and this object, it should be same here, right? An object type and the corresponding value should be matched here. So based on the object type, I am entering the value here. So for username, ID equal to username 1, login 1. For the password field, right, name equal to password. So that is the reason I have added it here. Similarly for the sign in button, if you inspect it, the sign in button, right? So you can see here for the sign in button, right? So name equal to proceed. So I have entered here proceed, right? And here I will be adding called name, right? For the sign in button name. So this is the object type and that is my corresponding value. And here this is the same thing, object, right? So this is the, forget about these two things. So whatever thing you need to identify, you just add it here. Object will be same with the my properties file, and here object type and corresponding value will be matched here, equal to sign. And here this is the value. In case you want to go provide some value with the help of send keys, right, or the URL, you can provide the value. Otherwise, you give the blank. In case you want to click, so there is no values required, right? So definitely you can corresponding see there is no value. So that is the three thing: object, object type, and value. And then next one is the keyword. So keyword means whatever keyword you can define. So that is your own way you can define it. So I am simply mentioning navigate to URL. This is my own keyword definition. Okay, so you can change it to navigate. So that is fine. Set text means name itself you can say set text. Okay, so you can change it to enter text. That does not matter, but you need to check with the code. You need to sync with the code. So this is my own keyword I am defining to easily understand what operation I want to perform with the help of keyword driven testing. Right? So navigate to URL means URL. So set text, you can see the common. I am entering the value in the password and to field, but the keyword is common called set text because it does not matter which field I want to enter the value. So objective is to identify the element and immediately enter some value. It does not matter is the element A, B, C, D, E like that. Similarly, click operation, you can see I am clicking on the button and I am clicking on the link as well. So it does not matter whether it's a link or button. It will identify the element. In case it is clickable, it will click on that button or link or hyperlink or image, whatever may be. So that is the reason this is called keyword. So you can define keyword based on your convenient choice. And this is your test cases. So whenever you will be writing the test cases, the relevant row will be blank. So means that is test cases. And for corresponding test cases is having these four important aspects, right? Keyword, object, object type, and the corresponding value. This is another test cases. You can see this is the another aspect. So for the first test case, what is the objective? I want to log into the ready page with invalid credential. So I am navigating to the URL. So you can see it is easily understandable, right? It is plain and simple English format like only. Navigate to the URL, whatever value I will be entering URL, because I don't want to interact with the object. So I will be opening the browser and I will be adding the URL only. Then second one is that you need to enter the user, ID, that value in the username field, and you will be identifying with the help of ID. So you will be setting the text. Similarly for the password field, you will be entering that one and you will be clicking on the sign in button, right? So that your something will be displayed. You can add some assertion point down the line. So that is a simple thing I have tried to create it. Okay. The second test case, click on the forgot password link in the ready page. So navigating to the URL, setting the username and password field, and I can click on the forgot password link. So that is my second test case. So similarly, whatever test case you want to add, you can add it here. It does not matter how many test cases you are having, unless there is a row available, it will try to interact it. Any questions so far? It will be tough. It is not an easy, because keyword and hybrid driven framework, it's I mean, in case you are able to get it, it will be easy. But I mean, from the definition standpoint, it might be difficult for you guys in case you are having some issue, right? So I'll be reiterating it again. So as of now, are you able to understand it? What is the concept? How we are creating the framework?
Yeah, so the object type is basically
Element
this
locator,
next part,
element locator, and here we are defining the corresponding value. This is my corresponding value, right? And this is the element locator, like ID, name, class name, link text, partial link text, CSS expert, anything it can be. So here I have written it for your better convenience, so that you can easily understand, right? So, and this is a keyword is your defined by you only, nobody else will be defining the keyword. So this is the fourth step: creating the project, associating all the jar files, creating the object or properties file, creating the test case.xlscs. So this is the fourth step done. Then you can go to the src folder and you can create some of the packages, right? You already know how to create the package. So here I have created 3 packages. One is for reading and writing with the help of Excel sheet. One is the different keyword operation and how to read the properties file, and one is for the test case for the hybrid and keyword driven framework. So first we need to create the package operations, right? And we will be reading the properties file. Okay. So this is the class created. So there is a properties class available in the Selenium WebDriver, right? So I am creating a new variable for the properties class with the help of properties equal new properties. Then here I am creating a method called get object repository. So I am reading it with the help of input stream directly. So input stream equal variable equal to new file input stream, and I am directly accessible with the help of file, right? So I can create a new row here, file equal to new file. Otherwise I can directly read it, file input stream equal to new file input stream, and the file reference I can directly give it. Yeah, this is the file reference, right? Okay. So here you can see I am trying to read the file here. So if you give system.get properties within the backend user.directory, it will automatically give you the project path. So in the real time you should use that one. Please be remembered, keep in mind. With the help of system.get properties user directory, right, it will give you the project path. So that path it will give you, whatever project path we have created, right? So this is the project path it will give you. So automatically I am navigating to here with the help of that. After that I am concatenating and I am adding it, right? Object and properties file. So that is the file path I want to read it. Are you able to get it, that one? How I am accessing that object or properties? So this is the path. If you give, automatically will navigate to your project, means that I already came here, and after that I am just navigating, because the object or properties file it is kept in my project only. So I am going to there // So that's why I can read the go to the object dot properties file. Then there is a method available called load. So with the help of that I am loading it, right? And this is the method I am creating, which return type is p. P is nothing but the properties. So that is my return type. That is the fifth thing you need to do. First, create project. Second, add all the associated jar file. Third, create the properties file. Fourth, create the test cases with the help of keyword, object type and the value, whatever test cases. Fifth, you need to read the properties file. That is done. Sixth, you need to write the keyword operations. Whatever keyword you will be using, so you need to define it. So how your code will understand whether what is the meaning of the click, what is the meaning of set text, what is the meaning of ID, what is the meaning of CSS, what is the meaning of expert, right? So for first one, so the object type you can create a method here. Okay. So let's create a method for the object type. So here you need to defining a driver, WebDriver equal to driver globally, so that can be accessible anywhere. And here you can create a constructor. So this dot driver equal to driver, because otherwise that driver and that driver will not match, right? So that is the reason you need to create a constructor here. Okay. So that is the thing you can done. After that you can create a method for that, right? Get object. So whatever object we are defining it, what is the objective of each and object type? ID, name, link, partial link test, whatever I can write it, right? But what is the object? Important thing, right? So that is the reason I can create a, right, private by. I am adding the term called by as well, right? Because in case you want to interact, it will be driver dot find element by dot id. You can give the value. So I'll be associating already by here. Okay. Then by, this is the properties file. I am giving the reference string object name. Okay. That is the object name variable I am defining, and string object type. Okay. String object type. Then I am creating with the help of if else loop. Are you able to hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will be giving the if condition. It might be difficult for you to understand sometimes. So first if condition is that if object type equal to XPath, ignoring equal case. So it does not matter whether it's in lowercase, uppercase. So it will return by XPath. So it is matching with now with the Selenium syntax. Are you getting it? Whatever I have written, I have to define with the Selenium syntax, right? So whatever I can define, it will not understand until I am defining with the Selenium syntax. So in case it is matching with the XPath, so it will read with the Selenium syntax. By dot XPath, and this is the value. From where the value will be coming? It is coming from the get properties, right? You can see here, right? Get property. Sorry, I'll be creating another variable. It will not be a problem. So another method, get properties. Similarly, in case it is matching with class name, so whatever the element located is there, I have tried to read everything. Okay, this is the one method I'll be reading. You need to add it. After that, you need to add one more method for performing, right? Whatever operation, whatever keyword is there, what is the objective of the keyword? You need to add the method. So you can see, I'll be using a switch case. So it will be, I'll be converting it to the uppercase. So in case it is able to equal to click or click lowercase, does not matter. So what it will do? It will driver dot find element and will click it, right? With the help of this driver. This equal to this driver. It will get the object, and then you can see the object from where it is getting it. It is getting from that object. So by dot XPath, right? You can see. So automatically it is matching here. Driver dot find element, then by dot XPath, and you are giving the XPath value, and then you are clicking the operation. So in case it is set text, right? How will be setting the text? It will be with the help of send keys. And what is the value here? The value will be coming from Excel sheet. Right? Then in case you want to navigate to the URL, right? You can, there is no need of the XPath or CSS. You can directly go to the driver.get, and the get properties mean value. You can get the value here. So that's why whatever keyword you are defining, you need to, right, create case statement for each and every keyword. So here I have 3 only, but in case you want to add more keyword, right, so you can add it. Suppose a select class, you want to select something, you can create a keyword for select, deselect, like that. So this is the one time activity you need to do. And in case you are adding some more new thing, you can add it here. And here I already mentioned everything. So for the first time you need to mention all the element locator technique, whatever available, ID, name, class name, XPath, CSS, link text, partial link text, tag name, everything you can mention it. And here whatever Excel sheet you will be adding the keyword, you need to define each and every keyword. What is the objective of the keyword? what does click will do? It will driver dot find element, then here this get object. What is this get object? It is either by dot class name or by dot id or by dot thing, and this is the corresponding object name. And in case it is a click, it will click. In this case it is a set text, it will send keys with the help of the value. So that's why it will interact. So this is your sixth step. Seventh step, you need to write the importance class for how to read and write the data from the Excel sheet. Okay, so I am created a class here. So I am creating a method public Excel sheet, read Excel sheet, where I am giving the file path, file name and the sheet name. What is my file path? File path I have kept in the inside the project. What is my file name? File name is testcase.xlsx, and string name, sheet name is, what is the sheet name? It is keyword here, keyword. So because this is the three things required to read the data, right? So that's why with the help of file class I am reading the file, right? So where the file is kept? File path plus file name. Sorry. Then with the help of file input stream, I am just trying to read it. Then workbook, I am defining it initially null. Okay. Then I am giving some condition, right? In case it is matching with dot xlsx, I will be using workbook equal to xssf. In case it is matching with dot xls, I will be matching with hssf. Because in the real time you will not change it, right? So that is the reason you can give all the condition in your framework. So in case it is 2003 on format, it will be xlsx. So automatically I am writing it. So it will automatically consider whenever it will be, I am reading the workbook, it will be taken hssf workbook. In case it is dot xlsx form, automatically it will take that hssf workbook, and it will read the data, right? Then what it will do? It will read the data, right? It will go to the workbook, and you can see get sheet and sheet name. Instead of sheet index, I want to read with the help of sheet name. So that is the both way I am trying to give you information, right? How you can read the sheet? Either you can give the index or you can give the sheet name. So get sheet. In case you want to read with the help of sheet index, it will be get sheet add, and index will be 0 here. Otherwise you can read it with the help of get sheet and the sheet name, and return data sheet. So what is the return type? Return type is sheet. That is the reason in the method itself I have returned the return type as sheet. Okay, you need to go through the lines of code multiple times, then you can understand. But I am trying to understand how you can write it. So this is your seventh step. Then in case I want to I run the test with the help of keyword driven approach. So I will be writing few more lines. I will be creating a test cases package, and here I will be creating called, maybe anything you can run test case or the keyword driven, you can do it and you can run it. So here I am defining global variable, and before test and after test for setting up the properties for the Chrome browser and quitting it, right? So all the way I will be showing you. So here it will quit the browser, but in case you did not define the property, so it will not quit it. So here I will be creating a test cases. What is my test cases name? Test ready page. So first I am creating an object or variable for that class, whatever is defined here, right? You can see the read properties, read Excel file. This is the read Excel file keywords. I am creating a variable here. Then the read properties file, that is the class, I am creating a variable here. Then with the help of properties class available in the Selenium WebDriver, I am creating a variable with the help of the object of the properties file, and I am calling the get properties method, get properties repository method. That is the method I am calling it. It's okay. Then I am creating a variable for the keyword operation class. This is called operation, right? And I am passing the WebDriver reference. Then here I have already created a method, right, which is giving me return type called sheet. So here I am directly navigating to the sheet. I'm creating a variable for the sheet. So I need to go to the test sheet, right? Worksheet. So I'll go to the path here, then I'll go to the workbook, then I'll go to the worksheet. So with the help of file reference, whatever I've created for the file class, I'm reading the Excel, right? So you can see this is the Excel method I've created called read Excel. So you need to give the file reference, pass the file path, file name and the sheet name, right? So you need whatever method you've created. So based on the right variable, right, you need to provide the information here. So this is my path, system dot get property user directory means this is the path here, right? And then this is my Excel sheet name, test case dot xlsx, and this is my sheet name. This is my sheet name. So I am giving 3 reference here based on the method I have written. Then I want to go to the row, how many rows is available. So I am going to the sheet and I am going to the how many row is available, last row minus first row, right? This is my total row number, last row, this is my last row minus first row. So I have row number 11, right? But in case you go to the last row 11 minus 1, so what will give you the value 10, but it is not correct because I am having the data in the 11. So that is the reason I am adding 1. So it will give me the correct number of row for which data is available. Difference between last row and the first row plus 1. It will give you the correct number of rows. So the data type is integer. Then I am using a for loop where I will be starting from 1 because that is the row number 1 is already having the header. So I don't want to read it. I will be reading from here. So that is the reason in for loop I will be starting from 1 and it will go till less than row count I plus plus. Then here I will be reading the row for how many row data is available. So I will be reading it with the help of test sheet and the get row of I with the for loop. Then here I will be adding few more tactics. So in case row dot get cell 0, right? So that is my first cell. In case that is having the value, so that will be considered as a test cases. So a corresponding value is blank here. So you can see in case row dot get cell 0 to converting to string dot length not equal to 0. So what will happen? It will print out the value. So SOISO print out row get cell 1 to get cell 4. Okay. Equal to 0 means it does not have the value. So it will print out everything. It will work accordingly, also it will print out. Okay, the value. You can see here get cell 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it is the cell 0, right? So it's cell 1 to cell 4 will be executed in case it's equal to 0. So that means this is the objective of our test cases. So that condition I have given. Another condition I have given in case else, in case it is not, and after that it will do the operation as well. So whatever operation it will do based on the keyword, all the operations will be successful. And in case else, so it will just print add it new test cases and it will get the value from the cell number 0 and that will be also added. Test execution started. Now let's try to run the test case. After that I will explain one more time. Let's see whether it's working or not. You can see it will work for the first test case. So where it will open the ready page, it will enter the URL and the password, right? It will click on the login button, or that is the objective of the first test case. Second test case, it will click on the sign in button as well. That is the first test case. Second test case, it will enter the username password, it will click on the forgot password link. That will be the second test case. So it is taking time because the loading, ready page is loading. You can see sign in button is getting clicked for the first test case. Okay, so error message gone, came right, and it will again execute the second test case. So now if you want to add multiple test case, just you need to update it in the test case sheet. And in case you are having new keyword, right, you need to add it in that particular class. So that's why you can interact. You can see how easily we can add multiple test case. So the one test case executed. Now it is refreshing the page, it is entering the value, username, password. It will click on the forgot password link, right? So that is my second test case. And if you go to the console, you can see how good way, right, it will represent the console. So you can see test case executed, you can see, right, new test case. Whenever it is coming with the new test case, log in to ready page with the test case, test execution started. This is the test cases, right? It is the adding, we are appending the word, right? You can see this is the word got added, and this is the another word got added in the post test case. So what is the object of the test case? Navigate to the URL. This is the URL. Set text. What is the set text? Username, ID, and the username 1234. Set text password name, password 1234. Click which sign in button with the help of name. Element locator technique. Second test case. Click on the forgot password link in the ready web page state, and after that, what is the objective? Navigate to the URL, set text password, and then click on the forgot password link. So what is my objective? My objective is password. So I'll be explaining one more time how we are deriving on the data driven test, keyword driven testing. So I'll be defining global variable for the WebDriver. This is the before test and this is the after test, you already seen, and this is the test cases. This is my test cases method name. So I'll be creating first variable for all the classes. Whatever class I want to interact with, all the class, right? This is my first class, second class, and the third class. So mostly I have created the, this is the one variable I have created for one class, this is the second class, this is the third class, right? And I'll be creating a variable for the properties class, which is already available in the Java, right? So here, with the help of the breed properties file class object, I'll be calling the method. That method I'll be calling, right? Then with the help of file, right, class available here, I'll be creating a variable for the sheet, right? So here you need to give the, that is the method I am calling read Excel. So file path, file name, and the seed name I need to give it. So that is the thing I am giving it here. This is my file name, this is my seed name, this is my, sorry, this is my Excel name, this is my seed name, right? Then I am navigating how many row is available for that Excel. So last row minus first row plus 1, it will give me total number of row available. Then I am iterating with the for loop, and it will give me the row, right, rows. And in case my rows, whatever rows, in case in the first column the value is not there, so it will print everything, and it will also do the operation, right? So this is print first one, and it will perform the operation, right? What operation will perform? This is the method. It will perform based on the methods written in the perform. Sorry, written here, right? This is the method I have written. It will identify, it will click, or it will send keys, or it will navigate to the URL, right? Or in case it's equal to not equal to null, means it will just simply print out that value along with the, this is the pre thing added, and this is the post thing added. Now that's the simple line of code I have written, and it is working that way. At least this is somehow understandable, guys.
Yeah, John, able to get it once probably.
Yeah, yeah, no,
files,
right. So
then
that
we
file
will
I'll
have
be, yeah, that file I'll be, I mean, to uploading in the GitHub, and I'll be
sure.
linking. I'll providing the link so that you can
Correct.
directly download it.
Correct. That will be
That
great
project,
because,
yeah.
as you told, na, each and everything we have to correlate
Hmm.
with, and then only we'll get the whole gist of how the
Yes.
thing will
So that thing you need to go through at least 10 times. Okay, then
Correct. I
only you can
agree with
correlate
you.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the called the keyword driven framework. Okay, then with the
But it's
same,
really good, like
yeah.
the way you explained na,
Mm.
this thing. Now we are getting how it works when all together all things
Yes.
are. Yes.
So the next one is that hybrid framework, right? So everything will be same. There will be no change, right? Apart from the test case, there will be no change. So your project will be there. You have all the associated jar file you need to add it. You need to have the object or properties file, and test case Excel sheet will be same also, right? Your read properties file also same. Keyword operation will be same. Read in Excel output operation also same. Now we'll be tweaking it little bit in the hybrid framework. How it will be interacting. So here we'll be using the data provider. So we are defining something globally variable and data provider. Let's open the Excel sheet one more time, because it will be data and keyword combination. Try to understand it. So that is the reason where you need to use the data provider as well. It is not only the hybrid framework, it's a combination of data and the keyword. So we'll be using a data provider here. We'll be creating a method called test login. Here we'll be using the test case name, keyword, object name, object type, and the value. All the 5 things we need to pass it. And I am giving a condition. In case test case name not equal to null, please see test case name, right? That is my first variable. Test case name not equal to null, and test case name dot length not equal to 0, then it will immediately launch the browser. Got it? Right? So not null means it is the test cases. So here in the blank part it will launch the browser. Try to understand it, because for the browser I did not written any test case. So as and when it will get any new test case, every time it will try to launch the browser. Okay. Then similar way I will be creating an object for instance for the read properties file, and here the properties class and the keyword operation, and here I want to perform the operation here. So the keyword, object name, object type, value, and all the things I will be giving the 5 rows I am considering here. Right. Then in the data provider, how I will be reading the data provider. Okay. So here, so return type will be object, initially starting with the null. I am creating a variable for that class, and again I will be going to the sheet. So how I will be reading the sheet? I will be reading the sheet same way. This is my path, this is my sheet name, this is my framework, sheet name, and this is my Excel sheet name. Then I will go into the integer row count, right? So here R2 will be, I will be getting the row count called last row name, first row name. Here some differences is there. Why? Because I will be starting with row I plus 1. That is the reason it is still fine. Okay. An object, so row count and how many column is available? 5 column. So that is the reason I am giving column equal to 5, right? So in the last session you already see, right? Column 2, 3 we can give it, and here I am starting with I equal to 0. So here I am starting with. So that is the reason still it is hold good, because I will be ignoring the first one. So that is the reason it is last row minus the first row. Both the way I am trying to create the framework, because it is starting with row equal to row I plus 1. That is the only difference. So it is 0 means here as already it navigated to I plus 1. Got it? So it will starting from here. And now 11 minus 1 equal to give me 10, and 10 is still hold good for me. So that is the reason I don't need to add 1 initial time, but here I will be starting with I equal to I plus 1. Then similar way I am using another loop. You can see here because row and column combination I want to read it. So instead of writing it for I and column 0 every time, I will be using another loop called j. Okay, j equal to 0 it is starting, and I and j. So this is giving me both a matrix, and I can read it. So it will give me all the rows data, and all the rows will be considered as the test cases. So that is the basic difference between the data driven and the keyword driven approach. So now you can change the data any point of time. Now let's try to run it, and let's see the differences. What is the difference between the same thing we are using, but we are tweaking in the whenever we are interacting with the predefined stuff with the help of data hybrid approach. You can see it will try to execute the past test case. Username it will enter, password it will enter, it will click on the sign in button. So same way, but result you will be getting the difference. Once again, it after that it will refresh the page, so it will open a new browser because I did not close the browser. So all the way I have tried to write my code so that you can understand what is the objective of each and every test case, how you can differentiate it. You can add one more method for the clear time, that's all. But here it will open new browser because I want to show you the differentiation. So it will open again another new browser. It will not close it here because I did not return the step for the quitting the browser. Okay, let's refresh the page completely. After that it will open a new web page for a browser again, and in the same browser it will enter the username, password, and it will click on the forgot password link. Very slow. Looks like this case will fail because it's taking huge time. Let's close it and let's rerun it. Okay, let's rerun it. Okay, it's still loading. All the things getting loaded here. It is still working. Okay, because so many advertisement is there, that is taking time. Okay, so many new things coming here in the right pane also. Okay, it's done. It will open another new browser. Okay, yeah, you could see it is taking time because the page is loading some extra time. It will open another new browser. It will load the ready page again, because every time as soon as it is getting new test cases, right, every time it will open the browser. So that is the thing we have written. You can see it is clicking on the forgot password link. Okay, so that's way it will work. And now if you go to the console, but it will not close it. You can go to the console, you can see Here that is the different thing is added here, right? So every step will be considered as a test case, right? So you can see total number of test cases is 10 and it's got executed here. And how you can get the different result, you can see the past test case. So that is the difference between a give in the code also. So that's why it will be different, right? Log into the ready page inbuilt credential, but that is the test case. That is the reason fourth thing is blank, because here total 5 number of column, right? The fourth thing is blank. This is my test case. Second one, you can see the first part is blank, right? Then second one is navigate to URL, third, fourth is blank, and fourth one is the URL. Fifth one is the URL. The next one is set text. So first one will definitely blank because there is nothing. Set text, username, ID, and the field. Similarly, set text, password, name, field, and click and button, right? The next it will go to the next test case. Is another steps, right? Click on the forgot password link ready page, and the other is blank. Navigate to the URL, set text for the password, and click on the forgot password link. So that's why it will be differentiated. Okay, so so today you already learned how to interact with the Excel sheet, where you can read and write the data. What is the keyword event? So keyword is your own customized thing. You can write it whatever you want to write, but you need to define the objective of the keyword. And data testing you already learned. Keyword driven and hybrid is nothing but the combination of data and the keyword driven testing. So definitely each and everything is of some advantage. In case you want to write execute test cases with the variation of the data, you can go with the keyword. Otherwise you can use you can go with the data driven testing. Otherwise either you can use keyword or the hybrid framework. So that's all from today's session. Thank you.